Is that? Uh-oh. I got.
Hey guys,
Hey.
we are live.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Hey, so welcome guys to day 2 of the Charity First Handicapping Challenge. Just to recap yesterday, Team Chappie won. Team George is 0-1. How do you feel, George?
I feel like I thought we had you, man, and then we let it slip away. We had the victory, and somehow you sneaked up on us, but that's all right because I am coming loaded for bear today. You guys are going down. That's right. We are going to take this baby right here.
Well, before we get into today a little bit in the picks and everything, why don't you go ahead and introduce your guest and your player on Team George for day 2, buddy.
All right, let me just tell you something about it. You know, he is definitely, without question, one of my favorite handicappers, personalities, just a great all-around guy. He's the TV personality for Woodbine Entertainment Group. He's worked with me a lot. It's a pleasure always working with him. He's got a vibrant personality. He entertains, but he also comes with a bunch of winners. He's just phenomenal. He's got a degree in broadcast journalism. He's got many talents. He hosts World Beat Sports.
Stop!
He's my Cuban hermano from Canada. And you gotta follow him on Twitter. His at JPorty13. At JPorty13. You must follow him. He's not we got the same hairstyle, right? We love the same horses. We're both Cuban, and he loves winning money and picking horses. It's my man, Jason Portuando. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Team Giorgio.
Claro que sí, hermano. Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm pumped. And I heard that yesterday the bar wasn't set very high.
No.
We had $0, so I'm right at home. I feel right at home. I got this.
Well, as you guys can see, just for motivation, we need some winners.
We need a winner. We need one. Just one, man. Come on.
Skippy and I got this. Skip and I got this.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that my partner in crime, Seminar Skip, professional handicapper, and of course, my co-host on the Morning Line Sports Show on AM 830 every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 on AM 830 or TML AM 830 on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook Live. Shameless plug there. Skipper, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, chap. I'm excited about this. Hopefully, I won't let you down.
Approaching the starting gate.
Oh, he's watching Belmont. He's watching Belmont.
He's already betting. We can hear your TV there, Skip.
I'm sorry. There we go. I shut it off. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I like gambling.
A man of my own heart.
Hey, Georgie.
That's a
Georgie,
gamble.
since you're lacking such enthusiasm, George, why don't you explain everybody just kind of the format and what we're doing here and the whole idea behind this?
All right, so this is it's called the Charity First Handicapping Challenge. We're trying it for the first time this year, and it kind of works like basketball, the brackets. So I'm gonna have 8 players. Chappie's got 8 players. They're gonna go head to head every day of the meet, and then it's gonna end up, it's a win and you're in. If you lose, you're out. And then at the end, hopefully we have one winner. Every player will get $300 to play with. 100% of the money that is won is going to go to charity, to Karma. So it's 100% for charity, and hopefully we'll have some fun. We'll help you maybe pick some winners because we're going to have some of the best handicappers in the country, and even from Canada. I mean, from all over. From Venezuela, we had on yesterday.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's a great cause, and we thank you guys. And more than anything, we hope to have fun and raise some money for charity and pick you some winners.
Yeah, and like Georgie said, the whole idea here is to enjoy ourselves and obviously win some money. Yesterday we got off to a little bit of a slow start, but that's okay. Today's a new day. Before we get into our plays a little bit, I don't know if you guys, Jason, you looked at the card. What a terrific card here at Santa Anita, buddy.
It's amazing, and you know what? I know it's called the Great Race Place, but it truly is. I love Del Mar, but for me, Santa Anita is where it's at. And I know we had to wait a little bit longer. You guys have been dealing with the terribleness of those fires. So it is here. It is a huge weekend. All the stars are out. I can't wait. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, guys. Thank you.
And you've been handicapping for a long time. What are some of your favorite type of plays? I know today we're, win exacta, double. What are your go-tos when you play all the time?
I love trifectas. That's my go-to. I like putting a horse on top, putting 4 others on the bottom, just keying it. For me, I'm not about wins and losses. I'm all about ROI. So sometimes I take too many shots when there's an obvious favorite that can't be beat. I still try to beat it some of the times, but if I can just get one good winner a day, to me, that beats having 4 or 5 smaller shots. So I perhaps take too many shots, like I said, but for me, it's all about making money, right? So let's see what happens.
Yeah. And I told you Skip was a professional handicapper. As you noticed, I went to you first because you could tell Skip was watching some race on the side over there.
Skip, I love it.
Whatever bet you made, are you still alive or did you win right there, Skip?
They're running. I got shut out. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hope it doesn't win then.
And I got to say, I've never seen Andrew look so good behind George.
You see that right there?
Andrew, you look great.
George, before we get to Skip a little bit, why don't you explain why you have the large cutout of our cohort, Andrew?
This is my boss right here. And so I'm not trying to brown nose or anything. But what happens is, since we don't allow fans in here, that's right, you guys can have a cutout of yourself in the winner's circle. So you can see yourself in the winner's circle. It's just $200. You're going to be right there. We'll make a cutout of you, put it in the winner's circle, and it's all the money also goes to Karma and to the PDJF. So great charities. Get yourself in the winner's circle. Go to santanita.com/cutout. And you can see yourself like my boss was yesterday in the winner's circle. Don't get so close to me, Andrew. Andrew, don't get so close.
Oh. Hopefully they'll look a little bit better than that cutout. Skippy, you've been doing this.
Seminar Skip, I mean, I am in awe of this man. A spectacular handicapper. And you talk about trying to be favorites, Jason. Seminar Skip is always trying to be favorites. Nice. And I am flabbergasted at how many times he actually comes through. He is just one of the best handicappers I've seen. Unfortunately, he's going to get beat today, but he is spectacular.
Thank you for the kind words, George. I'll pay you money. I'll give you some money later.
Skip, why don't you tell everybody a little bit? I obviously have a good idea of what you like to play, but what are some of your angles and best bets you play on an everyday basis?
I like to play the pick 5. That's my favorite bet. I think it pays great. It's got the low takeout. That's my favorite bet. I try to key everything around a certain horse that I like. Spread, get a little coverage, and like Chappie and George say, I usually try to beat the favorites. I'm always trying to beat them. Sometimes you can't, but you just got to ride with what you come up with. And I do a lot of work in this. I watch a lot of replays. I do the radio show with Chappie. We have a great time. I've been a race tracker my whole life, and I love this game.
And he puts in the work, that's for sure. And Jason, I don't know if you noticed one thing about Skip, but if you look at those pictures in the background, there's a lot of horses in there. Oh, yeah. But if you look over his shoulder, Skip might be the #1 Kings fan in all of America. He's a hockey man, maybe more than horse racing. Wow. Right, Skipper?
I'm a Bruins fan, so we can go head to head here.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I love hockey. It's my favorite sport. I've played for over 20 years, and I love it. And the Stanley Cup final is going on right now as we speak, and Tampa Bay is up 3-1, and I think they're going to close it out tonight.
Hey, they beat the Bruins, so I agree with you. I think they're the better team.
And Eddie,
go ahead.
I was going to say Eddie Olczyk is a good friend of Skip, so he's on the radio show. He was on last week with us, and he shares the love of obviously hockey, but horse racing as well. And he's probably our #1 guest, right, Skip? Good friend of yours.
Oh, he is. He's great. He's a great handicapper, and him and Doc Emmerich do such a good job on NBC and NBC Sports. They're the best. And Eddie loves the ponies. He always says pucks and ponies. So we've been very fortunate to have him come on the show, and he's a good friend, and I'm glad to be able to say that.
So, Skip, who's your favorite LA King of all time?
It's a guy you might not ever heard of. His name is Jay Wells.
Jay Wells?
Jay Wells. I love that guy. And It's funny, I picked number 24 because of him. I just loved how he was gritty and tough. It wasn't a goal scorer. He was more of a stay-at-home defenseman, a fighter, and tough as hell. And I love that guy.
Wasn't Gretzky, wasn't Robitaille, it wasn't Dion, it was Wells. Wow, okay, I like it.
That's like,
I
who's
like
your
it.
favorite basketball player? Oh,
Jeez.
Muggsy Bogues. What? Was it Kobe Bryant? You Muggsy Bogues? That's what you come up with?
Wow.
You can also tell that's a true fan, right? When they
Oh
come
yeah,
up with somebody,
100%. 100%. Yeah.
All right, well, let's
You know
get
what
to.
I am a fan of the new bet. Tell me what you guys think about it, Seminar Skip and Jason, of the Golden Hour Pick 4. It debuted yesterday. It's $1 minimum bet with a very low takeout, and it incorporates the last 2 races of Santa Anita and the last 2 races of Golden Gate. So kind of like like the Golden Hour double that we tried. It was very successful. And yesterday I hit 3 out of 4, and I had a jockey just give me a terrible ride, or I would have hit it. But it was a lot of fun. What do you guys think of the bet?
I love it. I mean, I like any wager, so you're asking the wrong guy, right? I mean, I'll bet anything, right? We had something similar here called, the Woodbine Entertainment, the crossover pick 4. The final 2 races of the thoroughbred track, the first 2 races at the harness track.
How sweet is that?
Yeah, you know what? Anytime you can cross promote, it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, any wager for me, I'm there. I'll try it.
Skip, I know you like that bet. We talked about it today.
I was so excited that they got something like this going. They did a great job with it. I like that it's $1 bet and low takeout. The dollar bet will get rid of those tickets. It could spread a lot, and it will pay a lot better. So I played it yesterday. I missed the favorite. I had the other 3, unfortunately, but we're going back after it again today, and they're doing a great job. Nate Newby and does a great job trying to get these new bets with the Golden Hour double and the Golden Hour pick 4.
All right, well, it's time, boys. It's time for Team Chappie to take down Team George 2 days in a row. So, George, why don't you guys start it out with your win bet, and you and Jason have at it.
All right, Jason, come on. We need to get I think this is the key bet. This could be the difference right here. You got $100 to win. What race did you pick, and what horse do we got?
I'm going to go race 8, the American Pharoah Stakes, and I'm going to go to Notable Exception. I know the horse is 7-2 on the line. I'll be happy to get 5-2. I mean, the horse has had 1 race, so not a huge sample size, obviously. But the way the horse did it, and I know that was synthetic at Arlington Park, but the works on conventional dirt, Keeneland in particular, have been sizzling. I really feel like there's a reason why Sisterson is bringing this horse to Santa Anita for the stakes event here today. And a bit of a leap of faith with just 1 start under your belt, but hey, why not? I mean, I think this horse has got a legit shot to prove that good horses can run on anything. Notable exception for me coming up in race number 8.
I love it. Spielberg, I think is, I don't have confidence in Spielberg at all. Weston, we had Michelle Yu. She didn't even want to enter the horse in this race. So I love your bet. Jack was, of course, a longtime assistant of Doug O'Neill. So we know Jack very, very well.
Very well. Yeah.
Excellent horseman. And I love your pick to win in race number 8. Let's get that money for the charity.
All right.
All right.
Good.
Skipper, where are you going with your $100 win play, buddy?
We're going to go to Santa Anita. We're going to go to race 10, the Awesome Again, grade 1. Maximum security's in there at 3-5. I'm against maximum security. I love number 2, Improbable. This horse has done really good as a 4-year-old. It likes Santa Anita. It's won 2 out of 3 races. His last 2 have been exceptional. And I've been watching this horse train on XBTV. He's training lights out. I like number 2, Improbable, to win the Awesome Again, race 10, Santa Anita.
I'm not supposed to be cheering for you, by the way, but I like that pick a lot, by the way.
I like that pick. I always use Thorograph numbers, and the last 2 Thorograph numbers of Improbable clearly stand out above maximum security, and we're going to get a price on a horse that's always had some talent. He's always been talented, a little inconsistent.
Seems to be putting it together, right?
I love
now,
your
finally.
well.
Yeah. It's amazing. We say a horse that's won $1.5 million is seen to be putting it together, but the light bulb seems to have really come on the last couple of races. So, all right. So now after Skip and I are up some money already, you guys are going to have some catching up to do. Where you guys do with the Exacta?
The Exacta, I'm going to go to the 6th race. It's an optional claimer, and I'm going to focus in on the 3 and the 4. Overdue is my top pick. I like the combination, Pratt and D'Amato. They had a really good meet at Del Mar. They don't get together a ton, but I think they were 5 of 12. I think the number is there. The horse has never raced on dirt, so I know that's a question mark. Horse has worked well enough on it. And D'Amato is pretty good with his horse's second time out as well, off of a layoff. So I'm going to lean on that angle. The more conventional play is Express Train. That horse is already a winner going a flat mile at Del Mar and comes off a big win and stretches out, I think, just as a natural progression. So 3-4. It's not going to make us a lot of money, George, if it comes in. But hey, money is better than no money at all, right? The whole bird in the hand and the bird in the bush thing, you know?
Right.
Now, Jason, are you doing a one-way or are you boxing?
I'm boxing that. I'm going to
Okay.
box that at $50. I'm going to box it.
Got it. Okay. Now, Skipper, I know you're very high on somebody today, so where are you going with the exacta, buddy?
You know, I'm staying with race 10, the Awesome Again. I'm going with Improbable on top, and then Maximum Security to come second. $100 straight exacta. This is the money maker for me, and hopefully I'm right.
You guys can tell, I think Skip has a lot of faith in Improbable because he's got two legs, the first two legs, directly on the nose of Improbable.
Hey.
That's the key word, right?
All the chips in the middle of the table there, Skip. I like it.
That's
Jason,
right.
I love, Express Train, and going back to your race, man, Express Train looked good when he won by 14 lengths breaking. And then the comeback race after that poor performance, he encountered all kinds of problems and still delivered a 2 on the sheets. I mean, just a phenomenal win. And that one is sitting on a good future, I think, this year. And you know what? This is a competition. I really, Michelle, you was really excited about winning yesterday. But the truth is, we really hope that both of you guys hit all your bets. I mean, that is the truth.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
We are rooting for each other. This is like we're against each other, but we're a team and we're all rooting for each other. All right. Speaking of that, Daily Double, ding, 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 ding. The Daily Double is like Jeopardy. You have to put your horses in the form of a question. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go to the Daily Double. You got $100 to work with. What are we doing with it, Jason?
Races 2 and 3. So the back half of it, race 3, that's probably the best bet of the day. Not going to make you much money in Princess Nor. Baffert owns the Chandelier Stakes, right? I mean, I think last year he won it for the 11th time. Bast with John Velasquez riding. But so that's kind of the cheeky, chalky side of that bet. But she's a girly girl. I almost made this my $100 win bet. I think this horse is going to really appreciate the cutting back in distance. It's going to make her a chaser. And I really feel there's some cheap speed, pardon the pun, in this race, with that filly included. And I really like this horse to be, just flying on end. And I think that the price is going to be square enough. Pereira, I think, had some options in here too. So I'm going to go with a $100 straight Daily Double from races 2 to 3. 4-1 is my double.
I like that. Steve Knapp, when I was a jockey agent, he was one of my favorite trainers to go visit. And he really has taken off in the last couple of years. Just has become just a stellar, he's always been a good trainer, just hasn't been able to put it together. But the last couple of years, he has been crushing it. And I think that, you scratch out that last race, routing the experiment didn't work.
No shot in that race, George. I mean, that was a grade 3 and got shut off moments after the break too. Not like she was going to win, but that didn't help. And she's back to her distance. She's prolific at this distance. So I like her a lot.
And Princess Nor. Princess Nor, guys, regardless of the price, Princess Nor looks like a monster in the making after 2 races, wouldn't you say?
No, definitely.
Yes.
I agree.
Extremely impressive, and just another maybe superstar in the hands of Bob Baffert, which we've seen many a time. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right, Skippy, it's double time, buddy. Where are you going, my friend?
Okay, we're going to start off in the 8th race.
What happened to Improbable?
Not the 10th race.
He can't tie it all to Improbable.
What?
He's got the double Improbable onto Maximum Security.
So the 8th race, right, we're gonna use the 2 Rombauer. Michael McCarthy, who's a good friend of mine, has always been high on this horse. Won first time out on the turf at Del Mar with some trouble, came flying home. Last time in the Del Mar juvenile turf, it never had a shot. It was wide, it steadied. Just not a good trip at all. They go turf to dirt, which he wins 20% of the time. They put Mike Smith on this horse, which I love. I think this horse will handle the dirt fine. So I'm going to put number 2 Rombauer in, and I'm also going to use the number 8 Wasperant. This John Sheriff's trained horse won at mile at Del Mar. The time wasn't real impressive, 140, but Del Mar's times at the track weren't real fast. The track was a little deep. They put blinkers on, but I love the way that this horse won. It was wide. It was gamely. It had a great gallop out. And I think this horse, the distance will be no problem. There looks like there's a lot of speed in there with Spielberg, Get Her Number, Weston. So I think these two horses are going to get great trips, even notable exception. Sorry, Jason, but I didn't think that.
Smack talk. I love it.
Yes.
I gave you nothing but love, Skip. Come on. Jeez.
So I just think there's a lot of speed. I think both of these horses will get great trips. They're going to be off the pace and come running late. Hopefully they'll pick up the pieces. And then we're going to go to race 9, the John Henry Turf Championship. I think United 6-5. It's no secret. This horse's last work was really, really good. I think Rispoli won that last race at Del Mar, the Del Mar Handicap. He moved real good, real quick on the backside with Red King. And United just kept coming and almost got there. But United loves Santa Anita, loves to win. I don't think Pratt's going to make that mistake if somebody else tries to move soon. I think United wins the John Henry Turf Championship. So I'm going 2-8 to the 3.
I love it. Hey, Jason, so we were talking a little bit. Obviously, George said he's a Sheets guy. And as you can tell by, we said it already, but you can just by the way Skip explains thing. And I'm the same way as him. Skip is very big on going to XBTV, watching as many workouts as he can, and replays. What are your some of your? Are you a Sheets guy, or what's your go-to?
I prefer replays. I prefer horses that, just kind of tip their hands as to what could be coming up in that next start. I'm not a huge pedigree guy. That's why my colleague Jeff Bratt and I are perfect, because he loves pedigrees. I mean, sure, it matters, but I mean, I look at, my dad's a trade. I'm not a trade. I'm not handy at all. So pedigree doesn't always mean everything, right? Sure, it counts, but I mean, my favorite angles as well. First time gelding. Love that angle. Blinkers off for the first time. As much as people love blinkers going on, I love it when they take them off for the first time after a series of races with them on. So I'm more along the lines of that. And I like horses that have been working in the interim. When you're not working in the interim, that's a bother for me. There are no right or wrong answers when it comes to this, but that's just my personal perception. So I like to keep an eye on that. Plus jockey trainer combos. That's huge as well.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jason.
And I think, one thing before we get to George with Sheets, but as far as the workouts are concerned, the one thing, the visual thing, people tend to get caught up in looking at a time in a racing forum and saying,
100%.
the horse worked a bullet. It's working well. Well, you know what? That doesn't mean anything. That's why watching it and to see how they did it. Like Skip had mentioned, you said, one of your horses you said worked very well last time out. It was a slow work, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just how they do it and how they look.
Yeah, it was Rombauer. They gave it 4 furlongs and 50 and 3, and the work was really, really good. I mean, he just going so easy. And then they kind of just shook the reins just a little bit in the stretch and just drew off. And a horse tried to come up that wasn't working in company with him, tried to come up alongside, and Rombauer just blew him away. So it's a slow work, but I love the way that he did it.
And a lot of trainers don't work their horses fast, guys. So you know what?
Right.
A number doesn't always mean everything. And the gallop out too. So not just about the work, the way they did it, you're right. But I like the gallop out. I mean, that tells me a lot as well. So yeah.
I like when I was a jockey agent, I got to know some of the trainers back there very well, because I didn't win a lot of races, but I sure seemed like I worked a lot of horses in the morning. I don't know. They seem to use my jockey a lot in the morning, never in the afternoon. But, you get a feel for it. Like, say a guy named John, I worked a lot of horses for John Sheriffs. He does not like to work them fast. So one of my favorite angles is if I see that he's got a horse that's working fast, I know that that's not him. That's just the horse is just fast.
I
love those angles when you see a horse working really fast for a trainer, specifically tells the jockeys, do not work him fast. That horse got some major talent.
Or even along that note, a guy like John Sheriff's, Peter Urton, somebody like that, when they have a horse that wins first time out, because they're giving him a race and just letting him do it on their own. So when trainers' tendencies, but trainers like that who like to, work them into shape, those horses who work first or win first time out often are very, very talented because they've done it on their own. Don't you agree?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a great point. You have to know the the idiosyncrasies of not just the horse but the trainer as well. So hey, there's no money to be made in the morning, right?
Yeah, no question.
There's
And
money to be
Georgie,
made here today. We're gonna make some money, but let's say, for instance, we get a tie for whatever reason. Me and Chappie came up with a very sophisticated way to decide who's gonna pick first in the tiebreaker race, which is gonna be race number 11. We did the hypotenuse. We actually played rock, paper, scissors.
we did rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors. Yeah.
And
George won.
Rock crushed his scissors. So Jason, you get first pick in race
Okay.
11 for the tiebreaker. Who are you going with?
Tiebreaker, I'm going to go with Stars of Bluegrass. I'm going to go with the learner trained filly who, has had one race on turf. Wasn't that bad. Actually finished it off quite nicely, suggesting that, maybe perhaps some more ground would help out. And she's going to get that today going a flat mile. So it's kind of a tricky finale. So if it comes down to this, it just adds to the intrigue, right?
Yeah, it certainly does.
All right, so let's hope it doesn't come down to this. But
I hope
Skip,
it-
if it does, who's your pick?
I'm going to take a long shot here.
Okay.
I'm going to take number 8, Warren's Candyman. This horse ran a sneaky good first time out. It looked like they kind of gave it one also with J.J. Hernandez. It kind of steadied on the backstretch a couple times. He just took hold of this filly or this gelding and just looked like he didn't want to, really go, just kind of get used to racing, a little turf kicked in the face. Turning for home, it kind of was making a little move. And then he just kind of hand rode it the rest of the way. I like the way that he galloped out after that. And Craig Lewis, guys, he wins 35% second time out. So, I'm taking a shot, and I like the breeding. Clubhouse Ride, Warren's Veranda. I'm taking a shot there at 15-1, Warren's Candyman.
I like the way we're both trying to beat in jest. I'm going with the filly and you're going with the long shot. I like it.
Right.
So of course, if it does come down to the tiebreaker, which we don't want that to happen, it's head to head. Whoever beats the other horse moves on to the next round. So Georgie, any last comments before we go?
I do want to give a shout out to Phil D'Amato's daughter, who came in second yesterday. She ran really good with that second yesterday. So, I know it's hard for these young jockeys, especially for females. I had a couple of female jockeys, and so hats off to her. She did great. Everything was safe. Santa Anita just continues to shine when it comes to safety for not only the equines, but also human safety here with all these things with COVID. So Santa Anita just doing an exemplary job of safety. Horse racing safety.
And Jason, any last comments, Jason?
Glad to be a part of it. I'm going to run because we got the next race coming up, but best of luck, Skip. It was a lot of fun doing this. And, Chappie, George, appreciate the invite, guys.
Jason,
Skippy?
nice to meet you. And
You
there's
as well.
a Stanley Cup trophy.
Take guys. I know you got to run, so I want to thank you guys. Remember,
Okay.
we need some winners.
Yes,
we do.
appreciate it.
Okay, we'll
All
see
right,
you
guys.
tomorrow, guys.
See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank
Okay.
you guys for
See
having
you.
us on.